Lads, having committed to your care the superintendence and government of the brethren who are to compose this new lodge. And you cannot be unmindful of the obligations which devolve upon you as their head, not of your responsibility for the faithful discharge of the important duties pertaining to your appointment. The honor, reputation, and usefulness of this new lodge will materially depend upon the skill and assiduity with which you manage its concerns, and the happiness of its members will generally be promoted in proportion to the watchful care with which you cherish the genuine principles of our institution. For a pattern of imitation, consider the great luminary of nature which, rising in the east, regularly diffuses light and luster to all within its circle. In like manner, it is your province to spread and communicate light and instruction to the brethren of your lives. Forcibly impress upon them the dignity and high importance of Masonry, and seriously admonish them never to disgrace it. Charge them to practice out of the lodge those great moral duties which they have been taught, and by amiable, discreet, and virtuous conduct to convince mankind of the goodness of this institution, so that when a person is said to be a member of it, the world may know that he is one to whom the burdened heart may pour out its sorrows, one to whom the stress may prefer its truth, one whose hand is guided by justice, and whose heart is expanded by benevolence. In short, by a diligent observance of the bylaws of your lodge, the Constitution of Masonry, and above all, the Holy Scriptures, which are given as the rule and guide of our faith, you will be enabled to equip yourself with the highest honors here and lay up a crown of rejoicing, which shall continue when time shall be no more. You are now being congregated and formed into a lodge of free and accepted Masons, which, until the next annual communication of the Grand Lodge, is to be continued in existence, subject to the will and pleasure of the Grand Master, who may at any time revoke the authority under which you have heretofore worked. As it has already been indicated to you, whether or not the lodge now being formed will receive a warrant of constitution or charter from the Grand Lodge and be thereafter regularly constituted depends solely upon yourselves. Such is the nature of our Constitution, that as some must of necessity rule and teach, so must others, of course, learn to submit and obey. Humility in both is an essential duty. The officers who have been appointed to govern your lodge are sufficiently conversant with the rules of propriety and the laws of our institution to avoid exceeding the powers with which they are entrusted, and you are of too generous a disposition to envy their preferment. I therefore trust that you will have but one aim: to prove yourselves worthy of the confidence reposed in you, so that, conforming in all respects to the ordinances of our Grand Lodge, you may in due time receive your charter, and forever thereafter continue to endure as a regularly constituted lodge of free and accepted Masons. Very worshipful Brother Master of Ceremonies, you will now make proclamation.
In the name and by authority of the most worshipful Pacifico B. Anyat, Grand Master of Masons in the jurisdiction of the Philippines, I do now proclaim the brethren named in the dispensation just read to be duly congregated into and authorized and empowered to open and hold the lodge of free and accepted Masons to be known and designated as Cagayan Lodge under dispensation.
The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Amen.
So I believe. Worshipful sir, the brethren are now authorized to assemble as a lodge of free and accepted Masons to be known as Cagayan Lodge under dispensation. Upon the recommendation, I have appointed you to be their first master. You are now empowered to open your lodge. The emblem of your power is the gavel. In the hands of the master, it may be made an instrument of great good or of greater evil. With it, the master governs the lodge, and the welfare and prosperity of this new lodge will materially depend upon its judicious use. Confident that it will be wielded only for the best interest of your brethren and in such manner as will redound to the benefit of the crown. I now entrust it to you that you may now formally open your lodge in due and ancient form.